Besides the challenging childhood that you went through, which is, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that, but today the man that's here is what that was able to do because steel sharpens steel, you know.
Iron sharpens iron, yeah.
Iron sharpens iron, right. What's the most challenging thing you've ever had to go through emotionally?
I believe that because of the traumas and the chaos that I grew up as a kid, there was a lot of fear, a lot of doubt, a lot of worry, a lot of disbelief. My confidence was lower than an amoeba. An amoeba had more confidence than I did. So the biggest emotional challenges was believing in myself and believing that God actually cared about me. Because when you go through all this nonsense from hospital to hospital, you know, from foster care systems, getting kicked out, getting arrested multiple times, and getting kicked out of 8 schools. Can you imagine getting kicked out of 8 schools and everyone telling you your son is not, you know, just hearing that, just having the world count me out, having the odds against me really, really beat me down. But something inside of me just did not give up. I don't know, I don't know what it was. Maybe my spirit, my soul just said, no, I will not let this define me and defeat me. And you know, crazy? I asked ChatGPT the other day, why didn't I end up doing drugs or alcohol or prostitution or get addicted to sex or gambling? Like, why didn't I did none of those things. I channeled it towards business and becoming a better me. Why? Outside, of course, the obvious of having a mentor at 19, the real true answer inside was because my entire childhood, I had chaos. And what do drugs usually do? Drugs usually numb you. They make you escape reality.
Yes.
I didn't want to escape my reality. I just wanted to have more control of my reality. So I needed to have more control over my life because I did not have control. Because under 18, I had literally zero control. Being confined in, you know, foster care, being confined in my father's house. Everything was controlled for me. I didn't have my own decision making. I didn't have freedom. So when I was 18, 19 years old, I had the chance to create freedom. I did not want any numbing stuff. I just wanted to be in control and have more freedom towards my life. So to answer your question, there was a lot of emotional trauma. As a matter of fact, the fact that I'm standing here talking to you, having a normal conversation with the emotional intelligence I have today, to me surprises me. And I don't know how I did it. I just know that every single day for the last 15 plus years, since I'm 33 now, since 19 years old, I've been reading 50 books plus a year. I've been going to events, multiple events a year. I've been investing in my personal development, investing in coaches, courses, mentorship, because I understand that I only become better as I have other people invest in me. And the best investment that I've ever made, outside of the stocks that I have, the real estate, the business, the best investment I ever made was in Micheal Barayev. And if someone that's watching this can just take that and just realize that you don't need a nice car, you don't need a nice house, you don't need none of that shit. What you do need is the right mindset. And you invest in yourself and build you. Because if you build you, the 2.0 version of you will make a huge impact on other people. You have no idea who's watching you. So many people watch me and they counted me out. And now so many people look up to me through my social media, through my mentorship programs. Like, people look up to me. I'm like, wow, I have the opportunity to inspire somebody else that's going through a tough moment like I did. So it's never about you. It's about other people. When you think that way, life just becomes more fulfilling.
Wow, that's a lot for me to digest.
Yeah.
And I think we could probably unpack stuff for hours. Definitely hours.
Well, maybe we'll make a part 2 one day.
Well, we definitely have to make a part 2. I think we're making a part 3 with my buddy, the mushroom man, Jeremy, who is big. He started putting on tefillin, getting
Really?
other people to put on tefillin. Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He goes to our shul.
That's amazing.
But he doesn't keep Shabbat. So I'm pushing him. To wear kippah.
You're inspiring him. That's good.
So trying. Actually, the young man next door actually got tefillin. Josh next door, he put on tefillin.
That's amazing.
And then Friday, I have a podcast with a young man from my shul who started a business, and it's like an online photo album business that he creates with these photo books. And we're going to do a podcast for him. He's just an amazing kid from Pittsburgh. He's, I think he's Bukharian. So, yeah.
From Uzbekistan.
One day he starts speaking Russian to some guys that came, and I'm like, I didn't know you spoke Russian because your English is perfect.
Yeah.
He goes, I grew up in, my family's Russian.
Yeah.
And what an amazing kid.
That's
So,
amazing.
super
You're doing
positive.
exactly what God wants us to do, which is to give back and to be the light. And, it's always about doing, what can you do for other people? Because at the end of the day, you can
The
eat
more you do, the more good happens to you. The more good you do in life. And, I love this I don't remember where I was. It was maybe about a month ago. I was in line getting a Starbucks, and I was by myself in my car, and I went up to the window, and the girl said, "The car that just pulled out just bought you a coffee."
Wow.
I'm like, "Really?"
They didn't know you.
No. And I ordered what I ordered, and I said, "Now can I pay for the people behind me?"
And it started this
And
chain reaction.
And she said, "Well, how many people?" I said, "Well, here, take $25 off my card and just pay for them, and then whatever's left, you guys take it as a tip." And I didn't really even look to see who was in the car, but it was just made me feel warm inside.
Yeah.
That somebody actually did something super anonymously. And the way I was raised is that we give charity anonymously. And it's funny because before I was filming, my rabbi called me and he said, "Are you coming tonight? Because we have an event. It's called Whiskey and Wisdom at my shul on 3rd Street in Miami Beach." And it was Rabbi Label, and he's like, "I'm preparing meat." And I'm like, "I actually am not going to be coming." And I said to him, I said, "Save me some. I'll pick it up tomorrow at the Minion." He goes, "I can't promise, but if there's anything left over, I got you."
Yeah.
So, and I love those because we study a little. We'll go through, on a topic, but I love the camaraderie with my other brothers that go to this shul. And I mean, so, you probably have 4 guys who are billionaires in my shul.
That's crazy.
And they're all the most unassuming. They never flaunt their wealth, period. And I think today we need to just be better to one another.
100%.
And we're not doing it enough.
I agree.
So,
I mean, you're looking at social media these days. Everyone's trying to nitpick everyone and put everyone down, and that's not what Hashem is all about. Hashem is about lifting everyone and making everyone better and not being judgmental. People make mistakes, and it's okay. Like, I could be angry at my father and mother. I love them to death. They made some mistakes. It's okay. I love them to death. Like, I took the beauty out of what they taught me, whether it was good or bad to the situation. But I always look at it as what would I do if I was in their situation?
are they still alive?
Yeah. Yeah. And I
I wish my parents were still alive. I miss them.
when did they pass away?
My mom 3 years ago, and my father in 2005. Yeah.
They're not gone. You can still communicate with them.
Yeah. They're watching over me. They're helping me dodge bullets every day. Every freaking day.
And you've been dodging some bullets lately.
Yeah. I promised the guys I wouldn't talk about it anymore. They just don't want me to. So
Don't.
just
It's fine. Speak about the future. Speak about what you want. Speak about the next 5, 10, 15 years. 'Cause that's what we should be excited about. Right now with AI and all this difference, I feel like AI is like a connection between me, AI, and then God. That's how I feel like it. AI has so much information these days. It's crazy.
Well, the crazy thing is use AI to set,
Yeah.
and then we turn it off, and we use the human setters.
Of course.
And then we'll turn it back on, and the AI will then set. And so it sets overnight, and then we have our setters that step in, and then we turn it back off when they
Which is
leave.
better? Who's setting the appointments better, you would say?
I think the setters. I think the human setters.
Right now.
Right now.
Yes.
The AI is still learning.
Of course.
Also, we just increased our ad spend, so we'll see how the appointments go up. But we had a couple closes today from AI.
I love it.
Okay, and I don't know. We don't have a big enough sample of data. We probably only have 60 days of data, and you really need more data.
Of course.
So
100%.
because like for me in my business, real estate is all based on data.
Numbers.
Okay.
Data. 100%.
And it's non-emotional. The problem is people get super emotional, and they're like, "I got this deal. Oh, it's a great deal. Oh, I'm going to make this, and I'm going to do that, and this is going to happen." And I tell them, let's just look at the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. It's an emotionless business. Take the emotion out of it and look specifically with tunnel vision at the numbers. And
That's what I like about it. That's what I like about business in general. Business
well, it's
is
linear.
Yeah, it's just either X plus Y equals 1. I mean, and if there's no X, then there's got to be something else. And I love the math behind it because it's like very predictable. Especially, the way I grew up, everything's so unpredictable. I hated it. I like predictability. And that's why I like business. I like, I love it so much.
How are you doing with your real estate portfolio? How's it
So
growing?
we bought a 82 unit with a couple of our friends in the JV I was telling you about. So we're in the process of managing that and changing a few things. But I'm looking for more deals, right? I'm looking for more deals to deploy the capital because I like stocks, but I hate stocks, right? Because it's like most people see it up and down. I'm so numb to it, but I like the idea of real estate because it's a real asset versus stocks are just pieces of paper and some computer generated thing. And I just love real estate. I just got to keep finding more deals and find good stuff. I just refuse to buy deals that are negatively leveraged or that are not cash flowing. Like I just refuse. I'd rather wait personally. And everyone's like, oh no, let's buy it. I'm like, dude, your interest rate is 6% and your cap rate is at 5%. Like you're already negative just by starting out. And I just refuse to do that.
Yeah, no, I would advise you not to do those.
Yeah,
deals.
but people do it all the time, left and right, with bridge loans and all this stuff. And I'm like,
Well, they do those deals because they're new, because they want to grow a portfolio rapidly, and they think that if they own more assets, it's a better scenario. Owning more assets
Can be a
that
negative thing.
will have a negative outcome in a 36 or 48 month period. And if you're taking bridge debt, that you have a gun to your head. The only way to take bridge debt is if you
construction
know
or
how
whatever,
to
yeah,
actually
yes.
execute a reposition on the asset and then put long-term
100%.
debt on it.
But I wouldn't personally. That's why a lot of people show me deals here and there. I'm like, nope. Oh, you're an idiot. Nope. I just refuse. I'd rather. I'm looking at 15, 20 years down the road, not the next 6 months.
No, you're not an idiot.
Yeah.
Just know that.
But sometimes I sit back and I'm like, maybe I'm the wrong one because everyone around you is doing stupid things. And I'm like, is there something wrong with me?
No, we see hundreds of deals a month.
So it's not just me, right?
No,
I'm not an
no,
idiot then.
No,
Okay.
no. You need to stick to
my rules.
You have an acquisition criteria.
Yep.
You need to stick to it, okay? And when you're going to get out of the box, that's when you're going to lose money.
Yeah.
When you do a product that you don't know,
Yep.
for everybody that doesn't understand, real estate is actually, in my space, the multifamily space, is actually a product and a service because it's habitational.
Yep.
And it's also an asset, hard asset.
Yeah, because you're servicing tenants.
Right. So we're very focused and very myopic on how we do it. A lot of people will do an office building. They'll do light industrial. They'll buy an apartment building. Those are the guys that do all general real estate. I don't like to do that.
I'll buy a mobile home next week.
Right. I want to be very, very, very specific, and I want to be really good at what I do. And after 41 years, I will tell you that I'm still learning the business, and I'm still getting better every day.
Let me ask you a question. Real estate today in multifamily compared to, let's say, 10, 15, 20 years ago, is there still a chance for it to be massive opportunities and good growth like it was in the last 15, 20 years, or is the opportunities less in your opinion?
No, there's tons of opportunities. Right now,
For multifamily?
There's about $3 trillion of toxic assets on the CMBS books, okay, which stands for commercial mortgage-backed securities. All those deals are bad.
So you're saying be patient. There's going to be a moment where there's going to be a lot of deals flooding the marketplace where we're going to be able to buy.
Be patient, but build your network. Be patient and start to network into the market where you're going to have the ability to see off-market deals. We don't buy marketed deals here. We only buy distressed deals. We only buy off-market deals. So that's our differentiator.
That's your strategy.
And that's what we do, like we did the last deal with our multifamily group. We'll do the next deal with our multifamily group that way. If our students want to buy with us, we will put them in our revenue share program, and we'll do that. Okay,
Yeah.
But it still has to meet
The
our
criteria.
criteria. Yeah. Okay, so I'm not getting up unless I'm doing it at a cap rate of X. I'm not doing a deal unless I'm doing it at this. Why? Because I see enough deals, and they're out there, and we are seeing deals going back to lenders right around here in South Florida.
Yeah, because South Florida is like, I stopped looking South Florida because it's like,
Keep looking.
keep looking, you're saying? It's going to get better?
Keep looking. Yeah, it's getting better. It's getting better.
I'm excited then. Because the last 2 years has just been like, yeah, buy this C- asset for like a 3 cap rate.
You just got into it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you need to know how to look at, number one, I'm going to tell you don't buy a C-. I'm going to tell you don't even buy a C asset.
Yeah.
Okay. You can buy a C+ that you could push to a B-.
Correct.
Okay. But unless you're doing speculation and you're in some of these flex areas that are changing, where in 24 months, every developer's in that market. Then you can go there. I mean,
What do you think about the South Carolina market? Have you ever looked into it?
It's a good solid market. Yeah.
Greensboro.
We have
there?
assets there. I used to have an office in Greensboro. That's where I used to run my property management company out of.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, we sold to Carroll Associates.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, before we bought it, it was called Hediger Enterprises. And we bought his portfolio of 5,100 units, and his management company came with it and his whole staff.
Yeah, I like South Carolina a lot.
South Carolina's a good market. Yeah. Good market.
Would
One of my students is there buying.
Would you ever buy, I know you started off in Connecticut. Would you ever go buy in New York, New Jersey,
New York.
Connecticut? I know, because of the tenant laws, correct?
It's
And
very
Democratic
hard.
city?
Very hard state to operate from a landlord standpoint.
Yeah.
And from a basis standpoint, the older landlords are making money, but the newer landlords are struggling. So
Focus on South Florida or Florida in general?
well, we're in
Flor-
a bunch of different markets,
Yeah.
but I love
If you had to pick-
Florida and Texas.
Florida and Texas.
Texas is a great market. Tons of money to be made in Texas.
Yeah.
So, somebody in our community just bought a deal that they're short-term renting. It's got about $38,000 a year in cash flow, and they bought it with $15,000 down. So it was a subject to deal. Came through our wholesale program.
Interesting.
Yep.
When there's opportunities like that, you
gotta
jump on
move.
it.
You gotta move. You just buy them.
I love it.
Obviously, you still do the due diligence.
Of course.
Obviously, you still make sure the asset is good, okay, and do your inspections. But there's no shortcuts. This is not a shortcut business. This is not a get-rich-quick business. It's a slow, methodical business that you're going to
But the next
do
5,
very
10
well
years,
in.
there's going to be a lot of opportunities, your opinion.
Tremendous opportunities, especially what just happened with this last administration, where they took all these assets and they rolled over the interest payments that weren't being paid to deferred and accrued. All the first-time homebuyer programs, FHA, has that. There's like 1.5 million homes that should be all foreclosed on.
Correct, yeah.
So
I appreciate it. Well, thanks for having me here today.
if you want anyone to know where to find you,
Yeah.
but if you want to tell them one thing about yourself, bare your soul, tell them, and then tell them where to find you on social media.
I will say this, no matter what you're going through, no matter what challenge you've been through, you are enough. You have what it takes. You just have to dig deep and figure out why you are here in this world. Figure out your purpose. Figure out why you're doing what you're doing. And there's a reason why you went through that traumatic experience, or the reason why you're going through it today. Don't let that be the stopper. Let that be the ignition for you to start your life and create a better future for yourself. So I believe in you. If no one believes in you, I believe in you. Hang on to that belief until you can actually believe in yourself. And if you look to find me somewhere on social media, Micheal Barayev, Michaal _Barayev. You'll find me on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever the case may be. And I appreciate you guys having me here. And it was a fun time talking.
I'm going to have you back, and we're going to do a longer part 2.
Let's do it.
Because obviously we thought you were just going to do the car thing.
That's fine.
So, Micheal, God bless.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you. And like I said before, without it sounding condescending, super proud of you. And I'll see you soon. Nice.
Love it.
Nice.